What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Calgary Barbell. And I just had one of the weirdest workouts I've had in a while. Came in, felt really good, warmed up my deadlift a little bit, and it felt shit. I missed 270 plus chains off the floor, like it didn't even move. And then I just kind of slapped myself in the face mentally and decided to stop being a wuss. And I worked up to hit a huge PR of 300 plus chains and it moved pretty well. Dropped the volume on my deadlifts a little bit today because my hips and back are just feeling it a little bit, but mostly in a good way, not in a bad way, not in like an injury kind of way. And then I did some chain work with my bench press, did some 2-board chains.
You're recording right now, aren't you?
Absolutely not.
Yes, you are.
Worked up to another PR of 150 plus chains on that. And then I missed a triple at 142.5. Just kind of got misgrooved, got out of position, and Dylan had to rush around and save me, even though that's close to his best deadlift ever.
Oh God, this is so heavy.
Yesterday's squats went exceptionally well. It was weird to be able to actually use my glutes, which is something I've been kind of tentative about, is using my glutes at lockout, because that's usually the part that hurts, is that last little bit of extension. But yesterday I was able to actually fire my glutes through and it felt really good. Things felt speedy and smooth and controlled, and it was great. So that was 222.5 kilos or 490 pounds. And then I did a single at 167.5 kilos, which is about 370. And a 5x5 afterwards on the bench. Also very exciting, we got the last little bit of our samples from the Calgary Barbell store yesterday. So you'll see I was wearing a tank top in some of the lifting footage today. I'm super stoked on the tank top and how it looks, how it fits. It's all American Apparel. And then I have our Army shirt here, which again, I'm super stoked about. I really like the way that the print feels and looks. Love the fit of the shirts, so I'm super happy about that. If you haven't already, go to the Calgary Barbell store, check it out. Maybe pick up some swag and support us. We would appreciate it greatly. Another thing though, for the sake of transparency, we have been having some shipping issues with stuff. We've had some people pay for express shipping and they're still waiting. So the deal is we sort of outsource our production right now. So you're probably waiting 3 to 5 days after you order for the garments to be produced. I'm not sure if it says that when you order or not, but I'm gonna let you guys know right now that that happens. And then we have been having some mix-up with shipping. Some people are getting their orders really quickly, others are waiting a long time. So if you are having issues or anything like that, contact us and we will do everything in our power to make sure we get it to you and to make sure that, that everything happens in a timely fashion. And if something goes wrong, we're gonna make that up to you in some way, shape, or form. So thanks again to those who have supported us and who have ordered stuff. And let us know if you've had any issues with shipping. We will try to do our best to fix any of that stuff for you. Moving on to our question of the day today, this kind of opens up into a bit of a bigger topic, but we got a question from Good Time Holsey, and he said, chains and boards sounds like conjugate. Could you do a video about conjugate programming and how it's different than your programming? So I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about some of the ideas and some of the concepts behind some of the periodization models that people often throw around. We have the conjugate periodization or programming, we have linear periodization or programming, and we have undulating periodization or programming. So the definition of those would be that conjugate simply means that you're developing different qualities in an athlete at the same time. So you're going to be trying to develop explosiveness and speed and max strength and hypertrophy at the same time. If you look at the West Side Method, which is one of the best known conjugate programs, what you're gonna see is you're gonna see the max effort day, you're gonna see a dynamic effort day, and you're gonna see a whole bunch of repetition work, each to drive different adaptations from the athlete. If you look at linear periodization, you're generally just looking at increasing the weight each time. That's gonna be the biggest characteristic and key component of linear periodization or programming, is you're increasing over a period of time, you're adding weight each session. And the third method I talked about a little bit there, mentioned, was undulating periodization. So undulating periodization simply means that we're waving in an undulating fashion up and down the sets, reps, intensity, those kinds of things. So we'll have We'll have a day where we're doing, 5 sets of 5. We'll have a day where we're doing 8 sets of 1. We'll have a day where we're doing 7 sets of 4 kind of thing, and then that repeats. So the thing about these different models is they often feed into one another, and they're often used very closely in the same program. So if you look at most programs, what you're going to see is you're going to see things conjugated. You're going to see high rep days, low rep days, moderate rep days, which again, if you look at it, is also undulating. So you're going to see a waving in the sets and rep schemes, and you're also going to see a linear progression. So you're going to be, even if it's not every single session you're going up, if you look at it in a macro scale, you're almost always going to be increasing your working weight or your volume or anything like that. Even on a macro scale, you're going to be working probably within all 3 of those models at the same time. If you look at most popular programs, they're going to contain bits and pieces of those 3 different sorts of schools of thought. So a lot of times people will get into arguments and say, well, this one's better, no, this one's better. But one thing I wanted to sort of highlight today is that a lot of those things are often the same, and they're often used at the same time. Just because you're using bands and chains and boards and stuff, that doesn't make something conjugated. What makes it conjugated is the fact that you're trying to achieve different adaptations at the same time. If you look at the most basic models of periodization, you're doing 5 sets of 5 for everything across the board, and that's a strength phase. If you look at a conjugated program, you're trying to do strength, you're trying to do speed, you're trying to do hypertrophy. But that's how most modern programs work anyways, because we've found that you can get most of those adaptations, if not all those adaptations, at the same time by using those methods. So don't be fooled by thinking everything's West Side or conjugated just because there's bands and chains involved. Take a deeper look at the programming. You can find out a lot about this stuff just by doing a quick Google search, but you will find that if you look at them deep enough, they often play into each other and often are used at the same time in most modern programs. That's it for this week. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe. We'll talk to you in the comments below.